Okay. This literary is close to my heart. I used to have a neighbor like that. I scared him away. No fixing your cars in the driveway.
I have a question on these, on the test, is there like the A and before the following word? Is it always going to be correct? Because that's something that if I make a mistake, I sit there for the longest time.
If it starts with a vowel,
It's and.
right.
But is it going to be like that on all the text? Or is it going to be,
That's
I have that problem too, but
in half the time I want to trust my notes, but when I trust my notes, it's not correct.
Oh, well, you know, and then don't forget your common sense.
Well, and yeah, but then I
It's
think,
that's a rule of grammar. It's always.
but people don't always
see,
use it.
I was always stroking out A instead of and then Grant and they told me what to do, what the proper English was, and I go back and fix it, and
Well,
it's been right. So
I know the proper English. I know it's an apple. It's not an apple, it's an apple.
see, I don't trust my notes because I know they're
But
wrong.
if I trust my notes and I see a apple, I sit there and I think, is she just reading this verbatim from what they're saying? Did she clean it up? Should it be A or A?
Well, let me give you
Be
an
careful.
example of. I had to take this proofreading thing in Georgia for my continuing education hours. And some people in Georgia, when they say ask, they say ax. And so this reporter said, well, I hear ax, but I know they're saying ask. So what should I put? No, you don't put ax. You put ask. Yeah, A-S-K. Ask. So it's that kind of thing. I mean, you might hear ax because that's how they say
It's
it.
just like tomato, tomato.
Right.
So when in doubt, you use correct grammar on the test?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. Yeah. And especially in a literary, you're not going to have colloquialisms, I guess. But yeah, it's always going to be an appointment.
Now, can I say something?
Sure.
I will tell you that I've been hearing that A instead of an on the radio. I watch a lot of news, and I hear a lot of people using that incorrectly. And when you're taking testimony, you have to put exactly what they said. However, if an attorney happens to use it,
You clean them up.
you clean it up, because that doesn't affect anything. And
Only
he's not
if you
the
like
witness. Yeah. From the it's only the witness that you have to put verbatim. Exactly. So
And I get that, but my thing is for the test.
yeah, they.
Do I just follow the grammar? Like if it's something like a or an, or
Well,
that's the only thing I can think of.
I mean,
Yeah.
is it the fact that you don't hear the and?
I think I don't. I'm just so focused on just putting something down. Maybe I misstroked it, or maybe I'm just doubting my notes for one reason or another.
I would say probably 99% of the time it will be the correct grammatical and, especially in literary and jury charge. Q&A, of course, there are some times where they say, I ain't going there. And
So what would you do like in real life? You just put, you're going to write that, I ain't going there.
Oh yeah,
So
oh
what
yeah.
happens if you can't understand someone? Like if they talk that way and you really just don't understand what they're saying. Sometimes you know how they
Well, yeah, you could ask them to repeat. If you don't get the opportunity to do that, then you put down what you heard.
You know how like when they get, not with they, but when someone who speaks that way gets going like that and you just really don't understand them. You're like, what? Have you ever had anything like that? Just
Like with a
totally,
strong accent.
just strong accent and talks like trash and you can't understand. And you even repeat it and you still don't understand what to write. Like you're just like, have you ever had anything like that?
Yes, I have.
You have? What do you do? Just keep asking them to slow down?
Yeah, I had a witness It was an insurance claim. This guy in Montreal, he must have been from India,
Yeah.
and I just could not understand. The attorney asked him his date of birth or when the accident happened, and he gave his reply, and I couldn't understand the word 2000 from what he was saying. And I looked at the attorney and said, "I'm sorry, I don't understand. Can you please repeat?"
The attorney
And
said
she
that?
was French, and she was expecting me to understand him. And there was no way in hell that I could understand a word he said.
Right.
It was the worst experience I had. And all I could do was ask him to repeat very slowly so I could understand it correctly.
Yeah, and you finally understood?
I never really, because he spoke such bad grammar. And you know as well as I do, we get many people whose English is not their first language.
Mm-hmm.
And they're the challenging ones. And all you can do is just do your best to record, what you hear, and you sign off on your transcript as doing it to the best of your ability. I mean, what else? I mean, you're not
Yeah,
Vinny.
it's the attorney's job to get a clean record.
Yes.
It's not yours.
So if the attorney looks at you and goes, "Oh," like,
Then you go, "Rrrr," and you put, whatever you hear, and then maybe put in parentheses phonetic or sick
Sick, yeah.
or,
okay.
but, those kind of instances are really few and
Few
far
far,
between.
yeah.
So don't,
I just wanted to know what you would do in that
Yeah.
situation.
And, we do preach trust your notes, but there are times where get your comments, just like this acts. If that reporter had that would look very derogatory, I think. Because you know what they're saying.
Yeah, I would have just.
Yeah, just like tomato.
Alright.
Anyway, back to this bad neighbor. Obviously lowercase court here, correct? And I would say you could probably put a comma here. It is a real problem for the neighborhood, comma, but because you live right next door to them, comma, you have decided to sue them. And definitely commas around prospective clients since it's you. Here you, the client. Do you guys have enough light back there to see your...
See, I did my sentence totally wrong. I wrote, "He should be more than willing to provide this information to you, period. The client, comma, has the right to know in advance." See, I just totally
Where are you?
The second, you, the client.
Where's that? Oh, right there.
Here?
Yeah. There, I put, I don't know why, I just, in my brain, that's the way I don't know why I did it, but I think in my notes I did it, which is why I left it. I put, "He should be more than willing to provide this information to you, period. The client, comma, has the right to know," and that's what I put, I changed the whole sentence.
I don't see where you're talking about here.
It's coming, like, right before, if your attorney is charging you.
Might be on the next page.
Oh, yeah, I'm sorry. Maybe that's
Okay.
further.
Are we done with this page? Now let's see.
Sorry.
That's okay.
It's about before you hiring your lawyer, you have the right to know his education and training. Yeah, right there in the middle.
Okay.
But I put, "He should be more than willing to provide this information to you." Oh, I see there's two U's. I dropped the U. Okay. Never
Oh,
mind.
okay. I see what you're saying.
Never mind. I probably deleted it.
And here, if your lawyer decides to take the case, he may not withdraw from the case without giving you, number one, notice, Number 2, necessary papers. And number 3, time. So that's why you've got those commas in there. It's like a sequence of 3 things.
I wrote withdrawal with an AL, and I looked it up and it was right. It had the same meaning, I thought.
Where?
To withdraw or withdrawal.
Withdrawal, yeah, I put AL.
Yeah.
Does that have different meaning? I thought I'd Google it.
Where is it?
Here.
Just withdrawal right there.
Oh, he may not withdraw, yeah.
What is withdrawal?
Well, even if it does have the same meaning, if that's not what was said.
Withdrawal is not a verb.
Right.
Drug withdrawal. Oh, the active process of withdrawing.
Right.
Oh yeah, maybe not the withdrawing.
Well, here's withdrawing.
So withdrawal, AL is
A noun.
like, it's a noun. Oh, we're doing the cake.
They're not doing cake yet.
We are.
It's supposed to be 11:45.
We're doing it.
Yes.
We'll go say happy birthday real fast. Do you mind?
No. Whose birthday?
I think it's
It's
the
our
month.
class.
She was just like for the month of, it's not October, she was gonna just do it February.
I don't know why they did. They said 11:45 and they're doing it now. I think because the gal that bought the cake is leaving. Tina. She's leaving now, so she jumps on the cake.
Here we have 3-day period. Everybody get that in there?
I didn't get a marked off. I didn't put it.
You didn't put this here?
No. It needs to be there.
Yeah.
Has to be.
This is modifying period. Any other questions on this? Have we gone too far? 140 would end it. Did you have, was this a 140 for you?
No,
Brittany?
my 140 is my Q&A.
Okay. So we don't need to show another page, right? Right. Answer my own question. Jury charge.
So bad with the jury charges. I don't know why. I am too. Oh, the jury. I think it's just because I missed the first one in Americans. It's such a first jury charge. No, the first of the test, yeah.
Now, I don't know why this sentence is out here all by itself. I would have kept it with this paragraph. Here you have 2 duties. Your first one, to determine the facts. I would have kept this in this paragraph. And then start on your second. You must apply the law. So, that's a little too...
I put perform semicolon first, comma, because I thought we were like ordering them. Is that like totally wrong?
I think that would be correct also. I don't think that would be incorrect. But you should start a new paragraph with the second. But I would have kept this together and this up there.
Oh, see, that's true. so sad, I'm sorry.
Here's another little sequence. Do not be biased against the defendant because he has been arrested, charged, or brought to trial.
So you don't get points taken away if you have an extra word in your transcript? You just-
Yeah. You should.
Should not do it. How come people is capitalized? 'Cause is it a proper name you're referring to? Should
Right, just like the
It's like
state,
court.
the court,
Court's room.
the people, state.
Okay.
Is that in this jury charge?
Yeah, both
Yeah.
the people and the defendant have a right to respect. Oh, we're on there. That's stupid.
Ready for the next page? Yeah, here. I just, all these just one sentence paragraphs, a little too much. I think I would have put all this in this paragraph and put this in this paragraph.
Paragraph that starts, do not assume to be true, the second from the bottom.
Here?
Yeah. Is that first sentence, it's not a complete sentence.
Well, you're just missing the you.
Well, because the question asked a witness, that part doesn't make sense.
Oh, this one here?
No, the sentence before, yeah. But that last part of the sentence didn't make sense.
Do not assume to be true any one thing that may have been suggested by a question asked a witness.
Yeah, of is
Understood as well.
Understood. Asked of a witness, or asked to a witness.
So it's just understood.
Yeah.
And it is a complete sentence because you is understood
Yeah,
out here too.
I understand
Okay.
that part.
Okay. And here we have a capital court. You done with this page? Are we done with the whole thing? Does anybody go further than that? So we can get on to our favorite. Cutie.
Is that 24 errors or 24?
Oh, yeah. Well, distinctly written on mine, like 30.
All right.
That's questions.
Oh, no, I know. Just, yeah. 60.
How many of you punctuated this sentence like this?
I didn't.
Is that right?
Yes, this is
Okay.
correct. The question is, are
Oh,
you
yeah, yeah.
related to Frank Jones? Yes.
I thought you were gonna tell me it was wrong.
No. And then he
Okay.
just goes on and says, yes, he is my father. But that's not, was not asked in the question.
There was another one here, on here that was kind of confusing, that I was debating. Find it. How beautiful this page is. I got this. It's beautiful.
How can I do better on the Q&As than I can on the answers?
That's why I pass on my Q&As first. I didn't pass my which one.
Is it common that people pass Q&As first?
Usually it's jury charge.
My jury charge are worse.
I'm not.
But Q&A, it does take some time to get the rhythm going.
I feel like I'm doing a lot better Q&A than the other two. A lot better.
That's good.
That's good thing, because I remember I was really good at jury charge when I first started, and now jury charge is like, oh my god, I'm missing so much, and Q&A is a lot easier. I don't know what it is.
There's more than just the 80 words a minute. There's the Q&A, and I'm getting all this. I'm not dropping.
That's good.
That's good.
And I just
really
need to
important.
clear that.
That's good.
That's my only thing, is not dropping the Q&A.
Any other questions on this first page? Okay.
I had to look up the 4 p.m. I didn't know, because the calling in the zeros, that's if you say o'clock, correct? Like 4 o'clock, you do the 4 colon 00.
Yeah, but you never do the 00 and the o'clock. Yeah.
And the o'clock or the PM? You don't do the o'clock and the PM together.
No, you don't do 4:00 o'clock, because that's redundant. The 00 means the o'clock as well.
So you can choose one or the other to stay consistent.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, if they say o'clock, then you should put o'clock.
So at
But
what
never
point do you
00
use the
o'clock.
colons?
Huh?
Is there a point that you ever use the colons or no? The 00?
I do. I always do when it's the hour. I always put in my zeros, even though I don't necessarily put it in my notes. But yeah, because I can make a dictionary entry 4 p.m. I do all the PMs, AMs, and I have a dictionary entry with the zeros, the colon and zeros. So if I hit 4 p.m., it's going to translate as 4:00 p.m. because that's what I've got in my dictionary. I made entries. So I don't believe, I know that some people do that, but I'm from the old school, and I always learned it was with the colon 00.
Might be up to the floor.
You know, and it's one of those things, if you can follow the rule that you want, but I would suggest that you put those in your dictionary. Make sure they're in your dictionary as entries, so you don't have to worry about editing.
Does the state test say one way's right and one way's wrong?
Well, I would, if they said 4 p.m., I would put 4 p.m.
Just like that. Like they said 4 o'clock, what we just do.
I would put 4 o'clock.
Good to know. And you would never use the 00.
No, I wouldn't.
You're from Georgia.
Huh?
You're from Georgia.
I'm just more concerned about the state test. Like, I want to focus on the state test and what's right and wrong. And then when I go somewhere and I'm told, hey, do this, do that, then I'll focus on that. I also
Just write what you hear. They say 4 p.m.
Yeah,
There
they
you
wouldn't
go,
fail
4
you.
p.m.
They wouldn't fail you for that.
No. If you put 4 o'clock p.m., they would. Did you go get some cake?
No, I didn't, but they were like, you should come right now. I'm like, I can't.
Is this something about bunnies?
Yeah. Later down.
Bunnies?
Rabbits.
What are the difference in bunnies and birds?
Rabbits are older bunnies. I don't know.
This sure doesn't sound like, what was he, 9 years old? There is a little private road that goes back just a little that brings you to our home. Right. Anyway.
Well, it's funny because it was Mr. Hopkins that did it. He says, I am 15 years old. Do you attend school? Yes, sir, I do.
I know, I was like, man, this is very well
Another
educated.
mature, educated,
Uh-huh.
15-year-old. And you, what 15-year-old knows if your home's outside the city limits?
Yeah. Yeah. Of course, they are on a farm. Anything more on this page? Hurry along so you can go get your cake.
Yes.
What cake?
I don't know, somebody's birthday. But I thought it was gonna start at 11:45. And here, this was always a hard one for me, this every day. But, you know, if the sentence was, riding the bus was an everyday thing, then it would be one word.
Yeah, I think if you can put in the word single after every,
Yeah,
then
Every single
it's
day.
2 words.
that's a good one. Did any of you put a comma here? What about right where the curve in the road is, comma? Is there a house there? I think I could have put a
I
comma
put
there.
a dash.
A dash? No, a dash is more like if they change their train
Right,
of thought.
just juggling that and a comma, separate sentences.
Judy.
Yes,
The semicolon would be correct.
here. I think that would be incorrect.
What?
A semicolon right here.
Oh, yeah, I would too.
I mean, it really is 2 separate sentences. But this is kind of incomplete. I would have put a comma, personally.
I guess I felt a comma wasn't strong enough for that.
Yeah, you do have 2 is's right there, too. See, baby, what about right where the curve in the road? What about right where the curve in the road is, comma, is there a house there? Well, we'll just leave it the way it is. Anything else on this?
Are the Q&A, is this supposed to have periods at the end of them?
I got a comma.
Like Q period, A period?
You don't have to. I've seen it both ways. I always put a period
Yours doesn't have a period?
and then indent 5 spaces.
That's what I'm like,
No, mine does. I don't know something.
I know, I don't even remember seeing that.
So if we
It
look at
puts
it
it by
every day,
itself,
but
I
like-
know.
I had to find out how to add it. I think it was a question. Because I just wanted to, I know something else. So I had to figure out how to add one.
I would have put a comma in front of again. So, comma, again, comma. And here's semi-rural,
There it is.
because it modifies area.
Very small.
Middle of the page. There you go. Exactly.
Oh, yes, I didn't put X in it. No, but you probably did put it.
Anything else on this? That's the end, right? Nobody goes further than... All right, let's talk about the must. See if I can get this laid out on you. Can you see that okay? Maybe we'll just have to do it like this. Yeah, that's the whole thing there.
Oh, this was in my book, man. I told you to pick it up.
Girl.
Yeah, it's my Ed book.
Yeah. Uh-huh.
I'm gonna start going through those now.
You mean you don't remember it from your state ed book?
Right?
I did it this week.
So hungry. There's a lot of paragraphs. I did not put any. I did paragraphs. There's like 34 paragraphs. 4.
Getting your fingerprints all over your papers. Oh. Did we put lawbreaker as one word?
I think I did too.
Year?
I did.
And fingertips is one word too, right?
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah.
I thought about it. I did it that way.
Now, bank robber is not. Good words in here.
Yeah. It's good. We need to look up a lot of stuff.
Which volume is this from?
This is Sten Ed,
Yeah, but which one? Okay,
the teacher edition.
yeah, I've got it.
questions on this?
I tried to go.
You must have some. Alrighty,
Okay, great.
rapid read time. Well, you'll have to ask, well,
She said you have to. Great.
no, you, oh, that's right, thanks.